Today on Fastbad Files, we stare into the abyss. And if you don't think that's funny, I'm gonna jump out of the screen and beat your ass.
Jay-Z Fruit.
Yes. Yes! 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 Fastbad Files is all about deep dives into old games. Last week was Miami Vice by Atomic Planet Entertainment. Talked a little bit about its evolution as a speedrun. And because we ran it into the ground so hard in a few days, people were eager, or at least I was eager, to move on to the next Atomic Planet Entertainment game and see just how good it would be as a speedrun. And folks, I just gotta say, I have never seen bazongas like these. This man needs a raise. Get it? 'Cause he's stuck in the ground. We are, of course, talking about Beverly Hills Cop today. A title screen so nice, you can see it twice, you know? Which one's your favorite one? Eh? Pick. So if you're not familiar with this game, that's good, because it was a PAL-only, Europe-only release in 2006 on the PS2. Yeah, 2006, and it looks like this. Just compare it to Final Fantasy XII, that also came out in 2006 on the PS2. This is probably one of the worst games of all time. Certainly one of the worst games on the PS2. And I mean, this is kind of apparent from just looking at it. You can probably tell this is not a game you should play. But of course, this is Fastbad Files. And we also not only take a deep dive into what makes a game bad, but how we can use that as degenerate motherfuckers to speedrun it. Now, the first thing you do is go and look if anybody has done any runs of it yet. Searching speedrun.com for Beverly Hills Cop, there is, in fact, a leaderboard. And if you did not know this, you can customize the appearance of your own leaderboard. If you are in charge of that leaderboard as a moderator, you can aesthetically gussy it up. See, check out my Miami Vice style I've done for this leaderboard. Isn't it just, chef's kiss. Mwah! It's fucking gorgeous, right? Now let's take a look at Beverly Hills Cop. Is this it? Did I die? This must be the face of God, because I can't stop weeping. So, only 2 runs of it ever completed. That's alright. We took a look at them, and there's just not a lot going on. It's pretty straightforward. They're just playing the game, and that's... You know, I want to break this game. I want to unearth the secrets that are within. It might take some digging, even though these runs do not portray any such wonkery. It doesn't mean it's not there. Someone just has to find it. Take, for example, True Crime New York City, a game I promise that I hate, but I can never stop bringing up. But there are 2 clearly defined breakthroughs here in this world record history graph. Both very significant, and both taking place about a year apart. And what's fascinating... Oh, god damn it, guys. I'm trying to have an academic discussion here. What's fascinating is you can never be sure when a game is really figured out. Even the obvious things, like turning off the dialogue in True Crime to skip through all of the dialogue. So my point is, it's easy to miss things, especially if it's just 2 people doing 2 runs 2 years ago. Maybe we'll get lucky and find a very generous time save with little effort. Who knows? But we have to play the game. And holy shit, you do not want to play this game. You just ordered yourself a tall glass of dead. That's not Kool-Aid, kids. That's blood. Banging tunes on the title screen, amazingly not the only song in this game. I immediately go to the credits because I want a list of everybody causing me permanent brain damage. And then we go back to the title screen. You can see it says, resume game now? We haven't even started the game? I'm not sure what's happening there. Clicking on it doesn't do anything, disappointingly. Then exit to main menu is there too, and it just kicks us to the main menu where we originally were. So I don't think they even bothered to program the menus right. But okay, I think it's time to start playing the game. Let's take a deep dive into how we can transform this from a terrible shit game to an amazing, also shit speedrun. So yeah, the movement is not very good. You kind of move at the speed of smell, floating around like a ghost. It's oddly quiet in this game. No footsteps, no enemy sounds, no nothing. You're just kind of floating around to the sound of static. This is a stealth section here. You're not supposed to be caught. And they didn't really bother to animate the arms. You're just kind of shuffling around. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Hey, yes! This game feels like I've gone to the zoo, except all the animals are asleep. It's got some more ladder shot here, but just teeny bit of booty. And pose. Yes, perfect. That's not bad video editing, by the way. That's literally the game, is the end of the cutscene happens, then the character model vanishes, and then the screen goes black. One more time. Oh, yes. So here's the conversation simulator. You just hit X when the target is green, like in real life, and it impresses people. There's no voice acting, and the dialogue is vomit-inducing. Frankly, I wish there was voice acting, because at least that's something that's redeeming about it, is if they had voice acting. Like the goofy voice acting in Miami Vice that everyone loves.
Tough, unique, bad, bold, and sassy.
No, I'm not going to jail.
Drugs are gone.
Money, too.
Finally, some gameplay, some gun violence, and then you realize just how horrid it is. The aiming is awful. It's very floaty. There's no aim assist. There's not even proper hit registration. I don't know if when I shoot a guy, if he's going to take 6 hits or just fall over from 1, or if he'll take any hits at all. Come on. We got him. We got him. Come on. Come on. Come on! Holy shit. You can still hear the sounds of trapped souls within Beverly Hills Cop working away on these cars. So the tedium continues. We can't quite leave yet. We have to go and get gas for one of the cars, which is at a gas can across of the compound. And we go there. It's empty. We need to go fill it up at the gas pump. That is the entirely different direction. So we go there, and now we sit through this cutscene of piss. And then we can go back to the warehouse and get in the car, and the level ends. So basically, what they're doing is taking this entire set piece that they've built, and even though you go through it once, you have to go through it 2, maybe even 3 times. Level 4 is a prime example of how god-awful this is. The fast manlet? Monkette? The fast monkey? The first task you're given is to collect glass from tables. Astounding. You gotta collect 5, and it involves backtracking a fairly decent amount. The environment doesn't look terrible, and it's a bummer because this is actually the interesting part of the level. The rest of it is just these garbage, copy-pasted hallways. You get lost just wandering around because it all looks the same. Sure is lonely in here. Want to stay? I want to fail this. I want to fail this and see what he says. I've got to go break into the boss's office maybe some other time. Yep. After some wandering around, you talk to a stripper, but she doesn't want to cooperate, so you gotta go talk to another one. And then all her friends harass you, so you gotta talk to somebody else, and he needs you to do him a favor. And then you go talk to the manager, and he needs you to do him a favor. And the whole time you're wandering around the samey looking ass corridors, lost, and it's just goddamn nightmare. It's not even a game designed to piss you off, but it does an incredible job at doing that. It's just a game designed to be the least amount of effort a developer could ever put into a game, and taking that and stretching it out as far as it can possibly go by having you backtrack over and over through levels you've already seen everything in. And also the fact that your character just moves so goddamn slow. That's absolutely designed to just make it that much longer. So, how do we break it, right? That's what we want to do. We want to break it, especially after it's driven me fucking nuts. We want to tear this game apart. Well, that might not be so easy, because the final objective in a level that ends it is behind several scripted sequences that you need to hit. So to work backwards through the first level of Beverly Hills Cop, you end at the sports car. But you can't use the sports car unless you have used the gasoline pump. But you can't use the gasoline pump unless you've used the gas can. And you can't use the gas can unless you've hit this trigger. And you can't have hit this trigger unless you've hit this trigger. And you can't have hit this trigger unless you've used the computer. And you can't use the computer without a password. And you can't know you need the password unless you've already used the computer once. And you can't even get into the computer room unless you've gotten the key from the top corner of the warehouse. Alright, yeah, I know. Games are a series of scripted sequences, and this is why we enjoy them. But this one feels like work, way more than anything I've ever played. Including that game. So frankly, at this point, I kind of got bored of playing the game and just got more of an interest in breaking the game and finding stuff. I couldn't really theorize yet about how to break out of the scripted sequences, so just poked around and, tried to see how the game can bend in interesting ways. And my finds were small at the start, like here I just discovered that there's gravity, which is interesting, but it led to this one where I got out of bounds. So there's no jump, so falling onto things is the name of the game right now. And crouching under this walkway and uncrouching means you pop into the void. So I spent some more time fucking around with that. And it turns out you don't just have to crouch into things, you can just walk up to them. Alright, we've got some stairs. This is good news. Fascinating. Thankfully, more than stairs are broken. He actually gives me directions. Whoa. Wait a minute. What? Doors, like, refuse to open if you're standing anywhere near them, except for this one. And I can kind of understand why, because you can get on top of them and clip out of bounds. Oh, come on, yes, please. Please, God, do something. Oh, get me up there again. Yes. And yeah, I don't understand why this door just continuously opens. But as cool as this is, I couldn't get anywhere with it. I still find this really fascinating, but I can't stand on the ceiling, and can't even stand on the door frame. With the other stuff, too, I couldn't really get anywhere. So I'm starting to worry, like, we have these interesting things developing, but can we make use of them? I'm starting to sweat, boys. And the game even started to fight back a bit. Whoa, what the fuck? You can totally just break the level forever. Again, that's cool, but what am I going to do with that? Please tell me y'all saw that. So the lesson is, if you want 3 hands, just crouch in a corner. Alright, this last one probably excited me the most. So you can't stand on the tops of walls or the ceilings when you're out of bounds, but you can stand on objects. So I found a place I was able to do that in. Oh, we're standing on still. This is still the door frame. This is still the door frame. Whoa, what? Hold on, what? Whoa. The pipes, I think. Oh. Oh, man. And the light fixture, I think. Yeah. And other doors. And that was, by far, the most I had traveled out of bounds to that point. It's also the moment we discovered you can shimmy around the walls. But oh, how easy it is to fall into the void forever. It is just kind of cool to be up here, though. It gives you, like, a fresh perspective on the level, and you can see how it loads in real time based on where the player character is standing. Unfortunately, this means a lot of times we can't just access new rooms because the room hasn't actually loaded in, because we're not supposed to access it from that direction. You can walk on the outer edge of the wall? And I think what's stopping me here is there's a pallet. Yeah, there's just... What if some QA dude found this and then found a level sequence break by walking around the edges like this, and some cheeky ass designer was like, let's just put this pallet here. Walking around the edge in the other direction also proved equally fruitless. What? Is it the floor? Is it this shit? Last time, it was the pallet that stopped me. This time, who knows? But that's about all I can find in the entirety of Beverly Hills Cop game. Excuse me, the 4 levels I played, because I'm not going to finish this video game. I think it would kill me. We are not walking away empty-handed. We found a number of just interesting, if nothing else, interesting shit in this game that maybe can be strung together to speed things up, but I haven't been able to do that so far. It's just, it gives way, and then it just pushes you right back into the game, if you can call it a game. So we haven't been able to really, truly break out of it, even though the methodology is there. Maybe there's a way to string all that together and make a route and make a proper speed run and join these two folks on the leaderboard. Maybe that's possible, but for me, it is not today. I've spent way too much of my free time talking and thinking and playing about this game. It's time to hand it off to somebody else out there who wants to take up my torch, because that's how speedrunning works. It's not always one person doing the work. It's a sequential thing where one person comes in, then another, or just everybody clashes together at once and they find 28 minutes of time save in 2 days. Sometimes it happens like that.
Hey, kid. Come here. Not closer, kid. I got something for you. You want that speed run, right? I got that for you. It's right here. Here you go, sucker.
Yo, thank you so much for watching. I worked all week on this, so please, it would really help me out if you dropped a like. Let me know what you think in the comment. Subscribe. Follow my Twitter. Follow Twitch. Do all the things. Enjoy life. Have a good week. See you next week. And take care. That's 10 things. Can you do that? Can you do that? I believe in you.